Good morning, it's Jonathan Barrett with the Week Ahead report. This is a report where we have a bit of a summary about what happened last week and over the weekend, and also talk about the numbers, economic numbers which we've got coming out in the States. What are going to be the movers and shakers this week? I guess to just have a little bit of a summary, obviously last week was highly volatile with the Egyptian situation occurring. As we know, we've had the step down from Mubarak, and that in itself has led the way for the military to come in. They've absolved their constitution, so now the market is sort of trying to price in what's going to happen next. Now, there's a little bit of a breather, a little bit of relaxing, but what we have also noticed is that surrounding areas are starting to use the Egyptian concern as another means to get rid of some of their other governments. And also the opposition is supporting some of the moves from the Popular People's Fronts to get rid of the current administrations. So that in itself, I think, only highlights the concern that we've foretold in what's happening in Egypt and Tunisia, because I think it does issue an element of concern across the board going forward. But I don't think the markets are going to react that much to it, and we should get back to some good fundamentals. Remember, China's always back. Now we've had about a couple of days of her being back from a Chinese New Year, so I think we should get right into the swing of things. Okay, just a quick recovery, not a recovery, a quick summary of what happened on Friday night, and that'll just get us in the market to what's occurring. The Dow was up 43 points, the S&P was up 7, the Nasdaq was up 18. Our local market had a good night. It was up about 39, 47, not 47. It was up about 39 points. That's correct. At 4,891. Over in Seas, the top 50 was down in Europe, down 1.31%. The FTSE in itself was down, so it was up 42. The CAC was up 6, and the DAX was up 30.92. So that in itself, I think, has just shown a little bit of relief as to what's happened there. Now, in terms of what's happened to the commodity space, I guess the most important thing is look what's happened to crude. Now, I don't know whether that's a good spike or a bad spike, but we were certainly down to that lower end. And I've really got to try and work out whether or not that's a correct number. But if it is, I think that if anyone is trading and a breakthrough 88.20 on the top side, still signals to me that we have a low in place. So keep close to that one. Copper 455, relatively steady, lower end of the range. Still structural deficits in the market there should continue to support prices. And as you can see, this type of formation here is very solid. So I think dips in itself still worth a little bit of a go on that one. Gold obviously came back on the back of what was happening there. There it is there. It's still in a steady range though. This formation I still do like, and this is just a little bit of a blip. So happy to remain long positions in gold. And if you wanted to move your stop up to 1350, I think you can. Okay, having a look at the dollar index, 78.66. Dollar is strong. It has come back. This is something we have been talking about for some time. That dollar index. Now, if it just takes out those new highs, I'm comfortable. But I do like the formation, and I probably expect it to continue to trade higher. Dollar yen's a trade we've been looking at for some time, still holding up quite nicely. And as long as it can stay above these levels, I'll expect it to be good. Remember, I am a dollar bull at the moment, and still continue to like the US dollar at the moment. Okay, now the Aussie dollar, Governor Stevens came out last night and said some pretty, not last night, on Friday, some pretty negative things, and as a result of that we saw this quite a large sell-off here. And it could be the bottom of the range, but I think if you are looking to buy the Aussie, that's okay, but I'll just continue to put a stop down that 99.50 area because it looks as though if you put it on a daily chart, you can start to see that if it breaks through that area, then we're going heading down this area here down at 95.80. So just be a little bit careful on that. In terms of the equity markets, 48.61 for the local market, and seems to be holding. I want to see a little bit more lead out of the US tonight, see what happens. And also, that brings us on to, there's the SPY there, as you can see, upside again, really not doing too much. Stochastic worries me a little bit, a little bit of a turnover there. But as we know from Governor Stevens, no change on interest rates, so they're not going up. They're certainly not going down, but they're going to be steady. So as it's going to be steady, then I don't think we'll get too much of a lift as to what's happening there. Okay, with the war report, we've run through a few of the numbers, and I guess this week we've got a little bit of data. We don't have a lot of important data out of Australia, but we do out of America. But let's quickly go through it. Today we've got home loans, investment lending, so that'll be obviously something to watch out. IP in the Eurozone, let's just see whether or not that continues to move. We don't think it's going to show solid stuff, particularly with what's been happening. NAB confidence number in Australia on Tuesday. IP in Japan and in the UK CPI. Eurozone, we've got some, obviously, GDP. In America, we've got quite a bit of data, and you can just see all those there. TICS, business inventories, ABC consumer confidence, Empire manufacturing, advanced retail sales, etc. So there's quite a bit of data out in America. Wednesday, new motor vehicles in Australia. And in the States, we've got a whole lot of PPI, capacity, and industrial production. Industrial production, as we can see, seems to be drifting back. Capacity utilisation seems to be going up. That's what we want. So let's see where that continues. And then on Thursday, nothing of a lot of note, but we do have in America CPI and leading indicators. That will be the key for the week. In fact, I think Thursday is going to be probably the big billing for the week, so keep an eye on that because we've got nothing out on Friday in the US. So if anything there, that's pretty much about it for the week. And I'm going to be quite tuned in to see what these CPI numbers come out. Also IP, always very important there, just to see the strategy. Remember, we've got this strategy, or we're feeling that some of these economies are sort of having to tackle different types of inflation. And the way they combine with these different types of inflation, we've got demand pull in Asia, we've got cost push in America. I think will be the interesting thing as to how it all resolves itself in culminating in what sort of global growth we have. So, so if anything there, let's keep an eye on it there. But at the moment, I think some of the markets are still in the range. So nothing yet to say we're going to break out into something wonderful. I think if anything there on gold, still long there. Dollars like to be long. So quite happy on those fronts. Aussie, keep an eye on that break to that 99.50. I think that will be quite a large move down to 95. That's about it for me for the week ahead report. Hope everyone has a great day, and we'll soon talk tomorrow. Bye for now.